announcements. Okay, first, the mid-season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead will air on August 12th. I don't see anybody writing anything down. Y'all need to write it. Also, because it's also my birthday, so I'm gonna need y'all to write it down. Okay. I know this, Talking Dead for Fear will follow each episode, so no more waiting, it's gonna be immediate. And also, these are my last two, for those of you looking to catch up on the first half of season 4, it's currently available on AMC.com and the AMC app. And for those who want to watch the whole series, who hasn't seen? Y'all seen the whole series, but if you want to catch up, it's on Hulu, seasons 1 through 3. All right, I want to say this before we show the trailer. This is a really great show, you guys. We know this, right? Yes? I'm going to show you what's to come in the second half, but if there's anyone here that has not yet had the experience of extra crispy Walking Dead, as I call it, Fear the Walking Dead is amazing. So I'm going to show you this little sneak peek of what's to come in the second half, and then we're going to bring out a whole group of wonderful people for you to meet. All right? Shall we do it?
Yeah!
In so little time, so let me bring out this wonderful cast and the creators. First of all, we have showrunners and executive producers, Andrew Chambliss and Ian Goldberg. Come on up here, guys. They're responsible for this new look that we're seeing in season 4. Next is the great and powerful Scott M. Gimple.
Gimple.
World creator Robert Kirkman.
Yeah!
My love, Lennie James, who plays Morgan. Birthday girl today, Alicia Debnam-Carey. Happy birthday, baby. The fabulous, the wonderful Colman Domingo, who plays Strand. The winsome Danay, Garcia, who plays Alicia. The woman that is all things to all people, the beautiful, the wonderful Jenna, Elfman, she plays June, Naomi, and Laura. The beautiful and the strong and the fierce Maggie, who plays Alpert.
Yeah!
Oh, I skipped Garret. Wait, Garret, Dillahunt, come out here. John Dory, Garret, come on. Walk together, make it a family thing. Garret Dillahunt, John Dory, and the beautiful, wonderful Maggie Grace. Then we have executive producers Gale and Hurd, the wonderful Nicotero, and Dave Alpert. All right, guys. Hi, everybody. How you feeling? You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. This first question is for Andrew and Ian. What can you tell us about the big storm we just saw in the trailer and what it means for the group? Like walkers flying like Dorothy. It was a whole bunch of craziness.
Well, when we last left our characters at the end of season 4A, they were around a campfire. They seemed to be together, but there was a lot of unresolved issues. They have questions about what they mean to each other, to themselves, how they can make up for everything they did. So these are really kind of weighty existential questions.
Yes.
So we thought we'd make it more fun to answer them by throwing walkers at them.
Okay,
200 miles an hour.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I saw a few familiar faces in the trailer, wonderful actors that we've known for years. Can you tell us who the new cast members are this year?
We can. We have a few really exciting new people that we're going to be seeing in the back half of the season. And they're going to bring very different energies to the show. Some are going to bring humor and a different way of looking at the world. Some are going to bring hope. We're going to maybe take away that hope. But they're going to bring a lot of variety to the show. And you saw them in the trailer, but the actors we're bringing on are Aaron Stanford, Stephen Henderson, Tanya Pinkins, Mo Collins, and Daryl Chilman.
And Daryl is the first person we've seen in the Walking Dead universe that's in a wheelchair.
That is correct.
And he's actually in a wheelchair in real life. He's a wonderful guy.
Nice.
And so we're going to get to see how that affects the environment. That's wonderful.
Awesome.
Lennie.
Hello.
Hi, Lennie. Lennie, have you gotten a chance to rest since you shot The Walking Dead and Fear back to back? How has that been for you?
Well, I had 4 days in between for Thanksgiving and flying to London. So, not really. I just got back from London the other day. I worked out the other day that I have done 54 hours of television back to back with about 3 weeks break total.
Yeah.
So
That sounds reasonable.
it sounds reasonable. I can't really complain because the alternative is not working.
Not working.
So I'll take this one.
What are you most excited for the fans to see coming from Morgan in the second half of this?
I am actually genuinely most excited about the fans seeing Morgan going to the toilet.
Did you guys hear? He's on the loo. He's going to the loo.
Going to the toilet, going to the bog, going to the loo. I
Yes.
had a conversation, I got a phone call.
Oh, hold on, the
Oil
bog?
The bog.
The bog? Is that a British?
That's the British term. Loo.
The best.
There's other ones I can't say. But yeah, I got a telephone call from Andrew and Ian said that I had to have a really serious conversation with you, Lennie. There is a thing we're thinking about putting into the script, and we want to be really sure that you are okay with it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be really exciting. And all it was, can we show Morgan going to the toilet? That was it. So I'm really excited about you seeing that.
And I gotta say, he killed it.
Those dailies got us through many a long night of writing.
I felt like a big boy. I did number 2s on my own. And also, you know, there are new challenges for Morgan coming up in the second half about where he belongs and if he belongs and how he belongs. And I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that. Hope you enjoy it.
Hey, Robert, what was it like?
Yes.
Hi. What was it like to see Morgan, a character from the graphic novels, in both worlds? What was that like for you?
I mean, amazing. I think that the character of Morgan has been such a huge part of the Walking Dead series, and it's been really exciting for me. One, because I've been a huge fan of Lennie James for many, many years, long before he was on The Walking Dead, and you know, the opportunity to work with him has been amazing. But the character has lived so far beyond where I took him in the comic book series, and the fact that all of the writers on Walking Dead and now all the writers on Fear the Walking Dead have been, you know, building this character, working with Lennie, taking him to places that I could have never foreseen, that I myself, you know, would never have been able to do. Built him into something that is just absolutely amazing and really kind of overshadows what I did with him in the comic in a way that I find like really gratifying. Like to see a nugget that existed in a comic grow into this amazing thing brings me no end of joy.
Awesome. Thank you. Scott and
I'm
Gimple.
really excited about this bathroom scene, guys.
Hey,
Morgan
Scott.
in the bog.
Hey, Scott.
They are at his ankles. Sometimes people leave their pants.
Scott. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. Scott. Okay, so when you sat down with Andrew and Ian and you said, we're doing this, what were your goals for the second half of the season?
To be just by way of variety, different from the first. There's a little program called Pete and Pete. Yeah, there you are. The gentleman on that show said they were pursuing sad, funny, strange, beautiful. So we checked all those boxes and we added scary and screwed out.
Awesome. Awesome. Dave? Hi, Dave. That's Dave Alpert down there, you guys. Dave, what will it mean for our group if they don't have a home base like the stadium or the hotel?
You know, I think having a home base allows you to have a sense of safety and security.
Yeah.
I think once you lose that, it makes it sort of, there's constant. Excuse me, is that sitting as a chair?
Yeah, she's getting a
Right.
I think it's going to be pretty exciting, pretty scary.
Awesome. Hey, Alicia. Hey. Hi. It's your birthday today.
Hey!
I don't know if you knew. I'm just trying to tell you in case you didn't know.
Like, it was weird. I was like, is that? I can't remember.
Yes, let's do it. Let's just do it.
Oh, no.
Come on, happy birthday to you. Do it fast, I was wrong. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Birthday girl, what was the experience like shooting the hurricane scenes for you?
This is actually probably a really great time to bring it up.
Yes.
With Ian and Andrew.
Let's do it.
I swear you guys have like a vendetta against me. I was like, every single episode I'm in like water or a hurricane or in a basement somewhere. Like, I don't know, not the bottom.
Or all of the above.
Not the bottom. But it's funny because I've already, when I read it, I'd already done like a Storm movie before with actually Sarah Wayne Callie from The Walking Dead.
Yes.
So when I read it, I was just like, oh god, this is just gonna be like a whole thing. Like, because it's fun when you read it on paper, but the reality of shooting something like that is like, it is uncomfortable. to say the least. Like, it's super fun looking back, but at the time,
Yes.
like, it's just a lot. Like, there are 100-mile-an-hour wind fans who are in, like, wet suits every day and, like, wet jeans, and then you're, like, trying to, like, awkwardly get yourself out of wet jeans to go to lunch so you're not, like, freezing. It's, like, a bizarre sort of way to spend your time.
Yeah.
But, so when I read it, I was like, oh, this is just gonna be, like, a week from hell. But it was actually fantastic. And, it's funny though, we had one day on set where it actually did storm, but you can't really shoot in a storm on a set because of all the like legal
Yeah.
stuff. So we had to like postpone production
Had to
for,
wait
like,
out.
5 hours while the real storm happened, and then we went right back to our fake storm. But yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome. Happy birthday. Hey, Craig Nicotero. Hi, Craig. Yes. Executive producer, special effects genius, director. What
All around great.
All around great guy, great hair, lovely
Great hair.
family. He's just
Thank you, John
blessed.
Blair.
What did you have to take into consideration when you were designing the walkers for the crossover to Fear?
Well, you know, the first couple seasons, they were always referred to as infected. They were recently turned. So we never were able to really push the envelope. And knowing that we were jumping in time on Fear and Lennie was coming into the fray, it gave us the opportunity to really create some continuity between Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. And one of the main constants are the walkers. So I'm tremendously proud of my team. A lot of the makeups that you saw in the trailer, we were really able to step it up a lot. And based on what Alicia was saying, for me, watching the dailies of the tornado scene and having all the stunt guys hooked up to cables and they're standing in the foreground of a shot and all of a sudden they get whisked out on these cables, it was really wild. You know, I mean, between Scott and Ian and Andrew, you know, we want to make sure that Fear has its own identity and its own fingerprint. So the walker gags are different. You know, the walker that got run over by the truck. Everything that we do, we want to make sure that you guys are getting a different experience. And this season, especially with the addition of the new cast, it really is a new show. It's a show that I love watching, and I'm really excited for you guys to see what's happening. But we've been able to kind of up our game in terms of the walkers and the prosthetic stuff. And
this is the thing, you guys. Greg is very honest. Even if it's something that he works on, he's very honest. So it's not like he's like, watch this show because it's great. I'm telling you guys, you want to get into Fear. It is really like, it's really good.
It's awesome. The scripts, I remember reading the scripts, and I'd get to the end, and I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen. There's a really unique way that writers are crafting these stories that have a smidge of a cliffhanger, each one that leaves you wanting more.
Yes.
And for the second half of the season, that happens more so.
He's taking a swig of water right now, but I would like to talk to the finest, the cleanest, the sharpest. Come on, you better let him have it. Let him have it. Show it, model it, give it. It's all for you. It's all for you, baby. Take it in like that sip of water he just took. Okay. Colman?
Yes, my love.
In the sneak peek of Talking Dead, we saw the sneak peek of this coming up. We saw it on Talking Dead.
Yeah.
We see Strand sipping wine in a mansion.
He's sipping.
Sipping his whole life. What's happening? What does that say about Strand? What's going on?
I think it says a lot about Strand. I think that he and some of his comrades have found a mansion, and they're holed up in there for a while. And that's, you know, they're in recovery in some ways of the past events. And I think that Strand, in his best self, he always feels that he should be back in an elevated state of a mansion. So he found a mansion in decay, but it had an incredible wine cellar. And so what is Strand plus wine cellar equals?
Come on, y'all. Good time.
He's having a good old time.
A good time?
So I think he's just, you know, decided that this is where he is right now, and this is his lot. And we'll see where that takes him. See if that mansion is a place where he can do some thinking, or is becoming his prison, and we'll see. And then he needs to move off into the world in some way. And you'll see, he's, you know, it's very active with everyone this season, this back half. So everyone's in process.
Okay, I'll take it. Danay.
Yeah.
Hi, Danay. What has been the most memorable experience for you shooting the show in Texas?
I love Texas. I
Yes.
love Austin. If anyone is from Texas, it's a nice our second home now. But I had an incident, you know, we worked for so many hours. We wake up at 4, we go to sleep, but usually the banks are closed. We don't work normal hours. Oh, shush. Oh my God, Dios mío. So anyway, I tell the lady at the base camp, can I please go to the bank? I need some temporary checks because I run out of checks, like normal people, we run out of checks. So we figure out an hour to go to the bank, and I cannot take my costume off. I have to go. It's like 3 blocks from our set. It's like the first time we're in the city. Usually we're really far away. Banks are not close. So we've managed to get a van. I get to the bank, and you know, it's my normal bank. It's the bank that I usually go, and I show my ID, and the lady said, "That's not you." I said, "Well, no, it's me. This is not real. I mean, I'm covered kind of like in blood. I actually, to look better, I put my hair up because usually my hair is really down and it's a mess. So I was like, okay, I look better. I mean, my makeup lady, she was like, let me put some clips on you. Oh, okay, good. So the lady doesn't recognize who I am. I'm like, no, it's me. This is makeup. I'm doing a show. We're really close. We are. She's like, I need to call my supervisor. I'm like, oh my God, this is really serious. Anyway, I was like, okay, well, we need to do something because I need to go back to work. She's like, what show are you on? And I said, it's Fear the Walking Dead. And she looked at me, she's like, that's in Georgia. I was like, no, that's The Walking Dead. This is Fear the Walking Dead. This is a prequel. We kind of like, you know, we explain how everything happened. She's like, I was like, oh my gosh. She's just like,
How long did this take? Did you make
I started getting calls from production. I was getting in trouble, and I was like, I really need to go back to work. She's like, so you kill zombies? I'm like, well, I'm trying to. I need to go back to work. Anyway, I got my checks. So the best part is I go back to set and I tell my peers, I'm like, guys, you won't believe what happened. And Alicia looked at me, she's like, Danay, do you go like that? I said, yeah. She's like, you know, your clips and your hair. I'm like, what? It's pink, red, green.
She looked like a crazy person.
I look like a crazy woman trying to look right with my
I'm like, of course they're not gonna give you money. You look great. She's like, yeah, we're just working at the hospital down the road. Like that.
And the hospital was abandoned.
Which is
And so
an abandoned
it made me even
hospital.
crazier.
It was wrong in every level. I tried, but I got my checks.
She's got like dirty clothes on because we're so used to being in like dirty clothes.
I've been in those clothes for 7 months. I feel like I was normal.
It's just like a normal outfit though. And I was like, yeah, but no.
I love it. Maggie Grace. Hi, Maggie Grace. Did you guys see Maggie Grace's outfit? Maggie Grace.
I'm just trying to compete.
Maggie Grace,
Oh
let him
my
have it.
God, he's like
Maggie, let him have
all
it.
of our games.
Maggie, let him have it.
Show us.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Show it. Maggie, show it.
Okay,
I don't
that's
think
just
they're
stand in the
gonna
middle of the
ask me to
hall.
Hey, Maggie.
I think your outfit, you know, you changed your shirt.
Redneck.
And then you decided to change it to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're like, why did you change it? Are you gonna go?
Don't
it looks
try to
like
divert
it's got,
attention from your outfit.
it looks like it's got blood on it already.
Yeah.
It looks like you could have worn it on set.
I dressed the deer before
Garret and I took a picture and made a comment about, you know, black woman next to a man in that. And he said,
I don't remember.
you don't remember?
No, tell me.
I got me a black woman. That's fine. I loved it. I loved it. I think it's great.
That's how it went.
But this question, it's funny, you guys, come on. Okay, so this question is for Maggie. Send your letter. Send the letters to me. I'll take the letters. Maggie Grace. We've seen how she's still recovering from what Garret said and made me say. Okay, we've seen how Althea observes everyone through the lens of the camera, but will she take more of an active role within the group going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think she tells herself it's, you know, holding the journalistic convention and objectivity, but I think, you know, in the same way that Morgan's been through a hell of a lot, and we haven't sort of dug into what Althea's been through.
Right.
It's a lot. I think anyone that's survived this long in the apocalypse has certainly a fair bit of trauma.
Yes.
And I think she's still doing that calculation that we all do in life of whether or not we can risk love.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, we've seen how much this group has gone through together, and even though it's not always the tribe they might have chosen, like bizarrely their strengths and weaknesses are really perfect for each other and survival. And I think she really leans in.
Love that answer. And speaking of love, I love these two together so much. You guys know I ship. I'm a shipper. Jenna Elfman and Garret Dillahunt. They love it too. Why do you guys think that the relationship between John and June, Naomi, Laura, I don't know why she got 12 names, y'all, resonates so much with the fans? What is it? What's this magic?
I don't know. I guess we should ask them, but I think we're adorable.
I think we're adorable too. I think you're adorable too. And you know what? These two people both have an inherent kindness as human beings that I think helps with the chemistry between them as characters, because Jenna and Garret are both lovely. But what do you guys think the magic is? What is it about working together that you think resonates with people?
I think the fact that it's, well, we adore each other anyway, and I think I love what we create together. I ship us myself.
Yay!
That's weird to say, but I think this broken love story in this home of the apocalypse is an important one, and that these two people, his unconditional love is so healing that anyone who comes in his proximity heals and improves, like when he and Morgan first came into contact and how they contributed to each other's survival. And I think, you know, when I wash up literally in front of his cabin and his care and sweetness, which is so inherent in Garret himself anyway, I certainly...
Garret's like, that's great.
It is. Like, as an artist, I flourished being on set with him every day, and this was like a big deal for me coming onto the show. For myself, and it was intimidating. And,
done a great job, Jenna.
Thank you. That it was, and with Michael Satrazemis directing it, and he's such a complete. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That there's so much love here, and with Ian and Andrew and Scott and Greg and Gale and Garret and Mikey, I just felt like I could arrive and I felt safe.
Yeah.
And when you feel safe, you can expand and you can heal and grow. And so it felt like this love that was happening in real life was happening on the screen and in the story. And that broken love, I think, is an important one coming onto this show and in this whole universe. And I think that's why people responded so well. I think a love story in this apocalyptic territory is an important story to tell.
I agree. Hey, Garret, what's something that you'd like to see from John Dory that you haven't seen yet? What's something you want to bless us with?
I'm in the bog. Have a kiss up with Lennie in the bog. I threw one out.
Careful what you wish for.
I don't know, man. I really like all the things I get to do. I'm kind of a comic book geek myself, and there was this comic when I was a kid called Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah.
You know that? There's this wandering samurai who had a baby on his back. And this really wouldn't work well on a show, so I didn't really want to do it. And I kind of want a baby on my back. I think that would be kind of fun. But realistically, I think we don't really know much about John's past. We know why he moved to the cabin and all that stuff. We haven't met his family, or if you had one, or if you have a wife. It'd be fun to explore that, I think, as time goes on.
Gale?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Gale.
Hey, man.
Will there still be tension within the group for characters with questionable pasts, like June, Naomi, Laura, and Charlie?
My harem.
She's got 12 names.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you first say that your name is Laura, and then no, it's Naomi.
He named me
Laura.
He
I
named
didn't
her.
do it.
Well, yeah, but
I just wouldn't tell him my name.
Exactly.
And then you up and left him. I know. I up and left the lover. Yeah.
Who knows what John screams out?
So I think that I think that we're dealing with clearly wounded people, Let's not forget that Charlie was the mole inside the stadium.
Yes, she was.
For the vultures and responsible for
the death.
So, you know, it's going to be hard to overcome these things. And, you know, so we'll see how and if they can integrate within the group. You know, it really depends on, are they going to embrace Madison's philosophy?
Oh, Madison.
Or are they going to be essentially, you know, in it for themselves and keep people out?
Yeah.
So you'll have to watch and see.
Y'all need to watch and see. I'm telling you, this show is great. Colman?
Yeah.
You directed an episode of Fear this season. What was it? Yes.
That experience was phenomenal. And at first, and I have to give it up because I took a colleague of mine to see a play that I directed in LA. And she turns to me and she says, I think you should direct for the show. And I thought, I think you're right. And it was Gale and Hurd. So from then on, I just know that I've been so supported and embraced by AMC in particular, all the executives and the teams, and especially our showrunners, our new showrunners, our old showrunners. I think that, you know, that I just knew that I was set up to win in every single way. Like every single person on the stage wanted me to win. And so my team, my DP, the first ADs, they all got behind, you know, this, you know, I've been directing in theater for 25 years, so I was taking what I learned from there. But I've been, you know, shadowing. I shadowed, you know, Andy Bernstein a couple times last season, and Michael Santos-Demas has been a great mentor of mine, really helping me, you know, just, you know, being open. Everyone's just open to say, hey, is this something you want to do? We want to help you do it.
Love that.
And so it's been beautiful. And my episode, it, you know, features a couple great stalwarts on this stage.
Oh,
and they really...
Well, shout them out. Who did the best job?
Well, basically, Jenna and Lennie and Maggie were the stars of mine.
Oh, it was
really
likely one of my favorite episodes.
What was it like, Maggie? Tell us what it was like being directed by Colman.
Coleman's not going to say it, so I'll say it for him. He did a phenomenal job.
Incredible.
And he was utterly amazing. And I think that the real benefit we got from Colman as the actors is that he knows the shorthand. We already shoot a show like a movie in 8 days. Colman had 7 days, and he made it feel like we had 12 days, because the shorthand just meant we could go further in less time, and it was a great experience, and he will do more. He has to do more, otherwise I'm not going to be able to play.
Oh no, I mean, we got his director's cut, and we were blown away. It was, you said you were set up to win, and you most definitely did.
So infinitely prepared. And then he has this like handy sidekick for all the sort of dark side called the sock puppet. Like he's the most giving, loving, sweet, nurturing director who, again, has all the shorthand. And then sock puppet.
And literally, Mandy, one of our makeup artists, made me a sock puppet, and it had a little beret
Like
on
a
my
beret,
beard,
cigar.
just like me, had a little beard. And he's really mean. And he's sort of like, you know, he breaks things down and he curses, he's got a filthy mouth and inappropriate. And then there's sweet Colman, you know, nurturing and loving in the room. So I let him do my dirty work.
Alicia, I hear that there's a Alicia episode coming up. What are you excited about that?
It was the most rewarding episode of television ever. I got to work with Michael Santos-Demas. We both just became like we just adored each other by the end of it, because we worked so hard. It's a full episode basically with Alicia, and what's so important about this is that Alicia's lost her mother and her brother. She's the only one left from the Clark family. She's also the only person left from the pilot. I'm just going to point that out. And I've been waiting for a chance to see her on her own and how she's actually going to deal with all of this. Because it's not just whether she, can she keep going?
Yeah.
And if she can, is she going to be more like her mother? Is she able to step into those shoes? Is she going to be better? Is she going to be worse? Is she able to come back from that darkness? And really, we've seen her in a dark place, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And this is the one episode, it's like a capsule episode where we get to really get inside her mind. We get to see her involved in the storm in a lot of ways. That's sort of like a personification of her inner turmoil workings, and that's been really fun to play against. It was just, I mean, we poured our hearts into that episode, and it's, you know, it's coming up soon, and it's got a very interesting pairing of people that kind of come to find her and how she deals with it. It's I don't know, I haven't seen it, maybe it's like shocking.
No, it's gonna be great. I like that you told us without giving us too much. We still get to see and enjoy. We're gonna open up for questions in about 5 minutes, so if you guys want to carefully find the mic, safety second, kindness
I just
first.
want to say hi to
Kindness first.
everybody in the way back. Hi. Hi, all of you. Oh, we hear you, we see you. Thanks for coming, thanks for sleeping in those lines. You're awesome.
I want to ask one more question before I throw to these wonderful women. Lennie, is it strange not knowing what's happening in season 9 of The Walking Dead?
Yeah, it's really strange. There's a way we get our scripts. We get it through a particular kind of program on an iPad, and you have to put in a special thing, and so that you don't get a hard copy, and it's watermarked with your name on it. And I used to be on The Walking Dead one, and then I go into it, and it's there on my computer, but I can't get into it, so I don't know what's happening.
Locked you
And they
out,
won't tell me.
ladies.
And it's kind of annoying, but I don't tell them what's going on this show, so you know, we can both play that game.
Okay, we're gonna bounce over to these three lovelies. Hi, ladies. Hi, what's your names?
I'm Cassidy.
Hi, honeys. What do you got?
My question is for the birthday girl.
Hi,
So, who do you think would win in a fight, Lexa or Alicia Clark?
Oh, actually, that's a good question now. Because Alicia Clark has stepped up. She's like, I mean, but Lex has been trained for it.
What?
I'm gonna go, it's Lexa, I think. Yeah. Also, I think obviously people are happy about that answer, so we'll go with that.
Hi, honey bun. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. What's your question?
Since Morgan crossed over from The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead, my question is anybody else gonna cross over?
Ooh, is anybody else comment?
I mean, it's a shared universe, so it's possible. I would never tell you at this moment, but I really want to.
If someone's coming, wink.
What's
You just blink. That's twice. I mean, two people are coming. Well, hello, Negan. No? Yes, right?
Lennie, season 1.
Oh, I didn't. I saw the bad guys. I didn't.
And it's season 1 Lucille.
Yeah, I'm a little traumatized by the mixture of that bad. But okay, go. I'm sorry. Question.
My name's Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
Hi. I was just wondering, is Al gay? Because I want her to be.
There we go.
I mean, you know, there's a lot we don't know about Al yet, and I'd say keep watching because we're gonna, you know, start to dig into who she is a little bit more.
That's a great. No, but
we
he
got
said
the tongue.
maybe.
We
Pumpkin.
got the tongue.
Come on, we don't need the tongue. He said maybe. Maybe's good, you guys. Maybe is great. I love a maybe. Okay, sir, that was a great glittery, by the way. Yes.
Hi, my name is Edgar.
Hi, Edgar.
My question is, although we may never really know, what do you guys think caused the zombie virus? Or flu, or whatever it is?
The meth from Breaking Bad.
That's confirmed. That's canon.
Just became canon. Hi.
Hello, my name is Sean. I really enjoyed the last season. I know that the narrative was done this way to sort of conceal the big surprises, but for the actors, what was it like filming something where part of it wouldn't be revealed until they had a flashback, maybe 3 or 4 episodes down the line? And for the writers, are you going to continue this format of having flashbacks and current time going on in the upcoming seasons?
Thanks, Sean.
Well, I mean, that structure was really exciting for us to get to sort of tell those emotional stories across time and also to see the actors embody, sort of very different versions of the characters from the past to where they are in the present, and it's kind of filling in the gaps of how the person that they were in flashbacks became the person we see in the present. And I think it was really exciting to watch all that come to life, and because of these guys, all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to play as well. As an actor, you get to play two versions of yourself, or that character, I should say, which is always exciting. As for how it transpires, we kind of get a general arc, so some of the big surprises we were talking about, we already knew about, and that helps us be able to jump back and forth from those two timelines. But yeah, it's kind of tricky, because often you're like, wait, what timeline are we in? And like, should I be ready right now? Oh, wait, yes, we're all ready.
Some days you'd shoot like one timeline in the morning and then the other one in the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, it was really fun because, we come from Mexico to Texas, and now with the back and forth time, I really got to know how we are doing, how we got here. Like, oh, we went through that. That's why we're like this in the present. So it was challenging to kind of like put it together in the script.
So they didn't tell you what it was going to be when you started. It was like kind of you found out bit by bit each week.
The details, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Like we knew that the present time we were really starving. We were in a mess. And we're in the bushes. We're like attacking Alpert. But we didn't know how we got there all together. The reason specifically. So as the scripts kept coming, it became really, really exciting to be like, oh, wow. And then we kept looking at each other. I get it.
Yeah. At a certain point, when I came into both timelines at the end, I went back and took all 6 or 7 scripts that were leading up to that of the two timelines.
Yeah.
And I separated from every script the two timelines.
Yes.
And put all of the present day timeline in one script and all of the flashback timeline in another script so that I could then read consecutively, chronologically, all the emotional story from the flashback and then present day.
My address, and you just pop that in the mail so I can also read it.